Girl, y'all cannot tell me I use two different products on each side of my face because it looks the same. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in today's video, we are doing one of my favorite tutorials, which is drugstore versus high-end. So if you've never seen these types of videos, it's where I apply all drugstore and affordable products on one side of my face and the high-end products on the other side. So that way you guys can see if there's a difference, if there's not a difference, and also hopefully I can introduce you guys to some more affordable products. So that way you don't have to always go out and purchase all the expensive makeup, because makeup can be very, very expensive. So yeah, and I'm super excited because this video is in partnership with Believe Beauty. If you've never heard of Believe Beauty, this is an affordable brand that's sold at Dollar General. Girl, they have foundations, concealers. They just came out with new nail polishes, which is what I have on my nails right now. And clearly y'all can see that I could not decide on what shade I wanted to do. So I just went ahead and picked shades that I thought would look good together, and it came out really, really good. I think out of all four though, my favorite one would have to be this one on my pinky, which is in the shade Sweater Weather. But all of these shades together, it just makes a really pretty fall type of, you know, just cute fall nails. So yeah, if you ever go by Dollar General, if you're out and about getting things for your home, cleaning supplies, stuff like that, definitely swing by the beauty aisle and check out Believe Beauty because they have some good stuff. Also, if you guys want to see like a full face of Believe Beauty, I'll have that video linked down below because I did one earlier this year. So yeah, so I have a couple of their products that we're going to be duping today. So let's do it. Okay, the first dupe I want to talk about is a lip balm, and I actually had a little bit of it on earlier, so I'm just gonna apply a little bit more. Summer Fridays. This is probably my favorite like high-end lip balm, but if y'all want something similar to this, like almost spot-on dupe to it, ooh, can I close the top? Okay. e.l.f. Cosmetics Ride or Die lip balm. Now I didn't put this one on with it because this one is pink, but they do have a clear one. I misplaced the one that I have, but it's just like literally just like the Summer Fridays lip balm. It's thick, creamy, it's not sticky, and I mean I feel like they're just pretty much the same. So yeah, Summer Fridays e.l.f. Cosmetics Ride or Die lip balm dupes. Okay, so drugstore affordable products will be on this side of the face, and then high-end products is going to be on this side. So the first thing I do is prime my skin. So affordable side, we're going to take e.l.f. Cosmetics Hydrating Primer Serum, which is literally one of my favorite drugstore primers. Very hydrating, very lightweight, and I feel like the new Huda Beauty Water Jelly Primer is really similar, if not the same. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this on this side of the face. So it's like a watery jelly type consistency. It's really, really liquidy. So I'm gonna rub it in. Okay, let's apply Huda on this side, and I'm just gonna take a couple of squirts like that. Yeah, these feel just like each other, like really liquidy, hydrating. Probably put too much of the Huda. Hold on. Okay, brows. I have Fenty Brow MVP, which is gonna go on this side, and but Flower Beauty brow pencil on this side. Now the shades may be a little bit off. I think Flower Beauty is a tad bit darker, but pretty much the same brow pencil. I mean, let me open both of them up so y'all can see. So they both are pretty skinny, and they also have the same little brush head, or like brow brush. So this one's Flower, and then this one is Fenty. So let me show y'all up close. So the brushes are pretty similar, and then they're pretty much the same size as far as like the pencil part right there. So we're gonna apply Flower Beauty over here. I'm just gonna brush up my brows a little bit. And I use the shade Espresso in Flower Beauty. And I want to say this one is going to be a little bit darker than Fenty, but it's pretty much the same. Now, as always, I'm going to use my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin. I'm going to actually use it on both sides because I don't have a drugstore dupe to the Kevyn Aucoin, so we're cheating right here, but it's fine. Now for the sponges, I'm using the same sponges. I just don't really have dupes to sponges, I feel like, or I just don't feel like searching for them. But I always use the same sponges anyway. These are from DSMD. This one is a marble and then this one is just a brown one, but I'm gonna use both of these on, you know, the different sides. Now for the foundation, we're going to be taking Believe Beauty. This is a really pretty natural skin-like finish. And I feel like my NARS Natural Radiant Foundation is really close to Believe Beauty. So we're going to take Believe on this side and then NARS on this side. By the way, I use the shade Hazelnut in Believe Beauty. So we're going to give it a couple of squirts on this side. About that much. And just, why am I using my left hand? And just tap it in. Look how pretty this finish is, y'all. Really pretty. That's why I feel like it's really close to the NARS Natural Radiant, because it pretty much gives me the same finish as my NARS. Now the color may be a little bit different, but hey, it's not gonna be like spot on. But I use the shade Macao in the NARS foundation. Look at that, y'all. Pretty much spot on. Like the finish of this foundation is pretty much spot on to the Believe Beauty. Okay, concealers. So Believe Beauty. This almost reminds me of the NARS Natural, what is it? The Creamy Radiant Concealer? Natural Creamy Radiant? Y'all know which one I'm talking about, but it kind of reminds me of it, but I couldn't find that one in my collection. So I went ahead and pulled out my Chanel concealer. Now this one is very, very, very close to the NARS Creamy Radiance. So since it reminds me of NARS and then Believe Beauty kind of reminds me of NARS, I figured let's use these two. So Believe on this side. Put it on. And it's always hard to do the concealers because, especially on the forehead and the chin, like when you blend it out. Okay, Chanel is a little bit lighter than Believe Beauty, but the formula I feel like is pretty close because they're both really creamy. Okay, just to even out the concealers, I pulled out another Believe Beauty concealer. This one is in the shade Beige. This is pretty light, but I at least want, you know, the sides to look, you know, kind of the same, you know? So just to kind of even it out, we're gonna take a little bit of Beige to brighten it up a little bit more. Now this color is way lighter than the Chanel. All right, let's blend it out. e.l.f. Cosmetic Matte Setting Powder. We're gonna take this one over here, and then I feel like Pat McGrath, it's almost close. It's really, really, really close. So e.l.f. is a tad bit more matte than Pat McGrath, but I feel like they're almost pretty similar. So let's go ahead and use these. So I use the shade Tan in the e.l.f. Matte Setting Powder. We're just gonna place it under the eye and also on the lid. In Pat McGrath, I use the shade Medium 3. And we're gonna put this in the same areas. So to set the rest of my face where I didn't set, my forehead, the side of my jaws right here, and then under my chin, I'm gonna take e.l.f. Beautifully Bare. I always get this so, like, my tongue cannot cooperate when I say this. But anyway, it's a sheer tint finishing powder from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is a really, 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 really sheer finishing powder. And I feel like Charlotte Tilbury is very close, if not the same. I mean, this is luxury, but e.l.f. Cosmetics Charlotte Tilbury finishing powders, they're pretty close. This is the shade Dark Deep. So I'm gonna take this on this side and then Charlotte Tilbury on this side. I use the shade 4 Deep in Charlotte. So I'm gonna use my not e.l.f., but the Sephora powder brush, and I'm gonna take the La Mer. Now these are not dupes. Wait, hold on. let's do some dupes. Okay. Sephora powder brush, I would say, is really close to the what is this? My Sonia Kashuk powder brush. So let's take, I've been using the Sephora with my e.l.f. and this one is clean. So I'm gonna take Charlotte Tilbury with the Sonia Kashuk brush, and then Sephora with my e.l.f. powder. So we're just gonna lightly dust it under the chin, the side of my face, and then my forehead. And then Charlotte Tilbury will go on this side of my face. Since I pretty much have my face done with powders and all that, I can go ahead and go back into my brows. I'm just taking a little spoolie. This is a little e.l.f. brush, and I'm just evening out the inner part of my brows so they can look pretty. Okay, so now bronzer. For the drugstore and drugstore and affordable side, we're gonna take Revolution bronzer in the shade dark, and then for the high-end side, we're gonna take Charlotte Tilbury in the shade deep. And this is what they look like side by side. So Revolution and Charlotte Tilbury. So Makeup Revolution right here. And this brush right here is a Profusion brush. It doesn't say exactly what kind, like, you know, but it's Profusion. And for this side, I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. Cosmetics Retro Paradise all over powder brush. I don't have a clean, like, I didn't think this through with, like, when it comes down to the brushes. So I am so sorry, but I do have one brush though, a really, really, really good brush dupe, but we're not to that part yet. So, but I'm gonna show y'all once we get there. But Charlotte Tilbury on this side. Now for the eyeshadow. So I felt like my ColourPop Sandstone palette is pretty close to the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes. Let me open her up. So this is Artist Couture. And then this is ColourPop Sandstone. So don't they look pretty close? You got your brown, your orange, your greens, your tans. Pretty close. Now, I'm going to do a really simple look today because, I mean, I just want something neutral. So that's what we're doing today. Actually, no. Let's do some green. Yeah, let's do some green. So we're going to start out with ColourPop on this side. I'm gonna use my Morphe M504 on both sides because it's my favorite brush. So we're gonna use this in the crease. We're gonna start out with let's start out with Grounded in the ColourPop palette because the Artist Couture has a shade just like it, which is in the shade Aesthetic right here. So this will be our crease color today. So we're gonna work Grounded in the crease. All right. I think I wanna put the green as like my lid shade today, so. And I have a bunch of M504 brushes, so I'm using two right here. So this one is the clean one for the Artist Couture palette. But yeah, Artist Couture, we're dipping into the shade Aesthetic and putting this in the crease too. Yeah, these are the same shades. Okay, now that they are blended out, Artist Couture is a tad bit darker than ColourPop, but it's not like a huge noticeable difference, but they're still close. Now we're gonna go into the green in the ColourPop palette. This is called Westward. I'm gonna use my finger for this and just put it all over my lid. And then I'm gonna pick up that Morphe M504 brush again and kind of go into the crease just to blend those edges. And I didn't put it in any shadow. I just pretty much working with whatever was on the brush. So, you know, the leftover shadow. I like. peek. Okay, now Artist Couture. We're gonna go into the shade Supreme. I feel like this green is a little bit darker though. So if it is dark, I can use a tad bit of this shade right here. It's called Lavish, to go on top just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. But let's go into Supreme. I'm gonna take my finger with this as well. Yeah, this one is darker. And just put it on the lid. Now let's try to lighten it up a little bit. So taking a little bit of Lavish on my finger and just kind of going on top of, girl, look how I did that. Look at that. Look at that. I just matched that shade up. Just like that. So you guys know when it comes down to lashes, I don't really wear different ones. I'm always wearing my Ardell 778s. So I don't have lash dupes in my collection. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my lashes and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, we are almost done with the look. I feel like this is really coming together. It looks really, really close. The drugstore side made, like, the bronzer is a little bit warmer than the high-end side, but other than that, I feel like it looks almost the same. So anyway, I want to tell you guys about a mascara. So I've been using the Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara pretty much every time I do my makeup, but I feel like the e.l.f. Cosmetics Plump It Up mascara it's a good cheaper alternative. It does give me length, it gives me volume, but the brush is a little bit smaller than the Pat McGrath. But I feel like if you want something kind of similar to Pat McGrath that's going to give you the length, it's going to give you the volume, then the e.l.f. Cosmetics Plump It Up is pretty similar. So I just wanted to kind of give y'all those little let me show y'all the brushes side by side, just kind of give you some options, you know. So Pat McGrath and then e.l.f. If hopefully it focuses on the brushes. There we go. But yeah, you can see e.l.f. is a little bit smaller, but they both are really, really good mascaras. Now moving on to blush. So the new shade in the Milani Baked Blush, which is Cocoa Felicita. Felicita? Hope I'm saying that right. Let me open it. Okay. This really reminds me of my Mented Cosmetics blush in the shade Clay Too Much. I remember swatching this in one of my makeup tutorials and I was like, wait a minute, this reminds me of Mented. So yeah, they're pretty close. They're pretty much the same. This one by Milani has a tiny bit, like, it's a tiny bit of sheen in it. So if you kind of shift your face, you can see a little bit of the glow. But with Mented Cosmetics, this is like a true matte blush, but the shade is pretty much the same. So Milani on this side, Mented on this side. Now I do have a brush dupe for my every time I say blush and brush, I say them like, girl, I be struggling. Okay, brush dupe for my blushes. So Chanel, this is a $50 brush, you guys, but I kid you not, this is literally the same brush as the e.l.f. Cosmetics Flawless Face brush, and I have it right here. Now the one that you'll see on e.l.f. is black. This one came in like their little brush set, which I still believe they have it. But anyway, this is the Flawless Face brush, and these are the same brush. I kid you not, y'all. e.l.f. has the synthetic, it's a synthetic brush, and then the one from Chanel, I got this off of Nordstrom, but it didn't give a description of the actual brush, but they feel the same. They literally feel the same. They have the same weight. I just feel like I was cheated with this brush. So, but I'm gonna use the Chanel on this side, and then Chanel brush on this side, and then e.l.f. Cosmetics face brush on this side. I'm gonna try to use the clean side on the e.l.f. because I did use this one in a separate video. But let's take Milani and put it on here, and then we're gonna take Mented with my Chanel brush and put her over here. Now I'm just gonna sweep away this powder on my nose. Girl, y'all cannot tell me I use two different products on each side of my face because it looks the same. it looks the same. 2 more things and we are done. So the lips and then the setting spray. I think I want to just stick with lip liners today and that be it, instead of just going in with a gloss or a lipstick. So I'm going to use 4 lip liners in total. I'm going to use 4 lip liners in total, and then we'll be done with the lips. So drugstore affordable side, we have e.l.f. Cosmetics Retro Paradise. This is the nude 3. It doesn't have the shade on the liner. It just says it like on the actual packaging, but I want to say this is nude 3. It's the darker one in the set. And then I have Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. So this is the one that I'm going to use for to line my lips, and then I'm going to go in with e.l.f. Cosmetics Retro Paradise liner for just to fill in my lips. And then for high-end side, we have Pat McGrath liner in the shade Ground Control. This is the one that I'm going to use to line the lips. And then I have MAC Cosmetics Cork to go in to fill in my lips. So the dupes would be e.l.f. Paradise Retro Paradise liner is a dupe to the MAC lip liner in the shade Cork. And then Morphe Trendsetter lip liner is a dupe to Pat McGrath. So let me swatch them side by side so y'all can see. So this is Pat McGrath. I'm gonna try to make it big enough so y'all can see the swatches. And then I feel like Morphe Trendsetter is close to Pat McGrath. So, and I'll put it up close once I put all 4 on my hand. Okay, e.l.f. Cosmetics Retro Paradise, right there, and then MAC Cork right here. All right, so there we are. Look how close they are, girl. They are close. So yeah, we're just gonna go for just a brown lip today. So I am gonna fill my lips in first because I feel like it's easier to do that. So e.l.f. over here, and then MAC over here. And then to line the lips, let's take Pat McGrath Ground Control over here. And then Morphe Trendsetter over here. Now to finish up the look, we need to spray the face. So this side, we are gonna take Smashbox setting spray. It's their Photo Finish Weightless setting spray. And then for drugstore affordable, I feel like the Believe Beauty setting spray is pretty close to my Smashbox because it allows my makeup to stay in place all day long. And it also helps with the makeup to not transfer on anything. And y'all know I love me a glow on the skin, like a dewy finish. So I'm gonna go in with my Patrick Ta Milky Glowy Mist on this side, and then the e.l.f. Cosmetics Dewy Coconut Setting Mist on this side. So I always go in with a spray that's gonna lock in my makeup, and then I'll go on top of that with a dewy mist. So let's apply Patrick. All right, y'all, we are done with this look. This is how it turned out. I want to know which side you feel like looks the best. Is it the drugstore affordable side? Is it the high-end side? So let's go ahead and talk about it down below in the comments. I also want to know if I used anything in today's video that you guys have already tried out, anything that you like, anything you dislike, and also have you tried anything from Believe Beauty? So let's go ahead and talk about that as well down below. And I also want to say a huge thank you to Believe Beauty for sponsoring this video. So if you guys ever want to try any of their products, I'll have a link down below because you actually can shop some of their products online. So you just go to Dollar General and you can search, you can find their products on their website. So yeah, that is it. That is all that I have. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.